Good afternoon. My name is Kim Randall, and I'm the Program Director in the Practical Nursing Program. I want to thank you all for joining us this afternoon to welcome our new graduate practical nurses to the profession. To the students, I know you thought this day would never come, and here you are. You are about to embark on a career that will affect your life in many different ways. As a nurse, every day you will touch a life, or a life will touch yours. You have worked hard for this success, especially the year 2020. We will never forget. I want to share a devotion from the Word for you today about practicing visionary thinking. If you ask God, He will give you a vision for your life, one that will enable you to see the end goal, get excited, and move progressively toward it. When parents are exhausted with potty training, poor grades, teenage tantrums, and finger benders, and you remind them that it's only a temporary season, you are practicing visionary thinking. Visions aren't limited to pastors, politicians, business tycoons, and presidents. They are for everybody. Visionary thinking gives you a bigger perspective. It's like enlarging a picture. It expands not only what you can see, but what you believe you are able to do. Visionary thinking calls for three things. One is learning. Be sure of what you know and value it, but never settle for it. Form new relationships, read new books, and learn new skills. Become a lifelong learner. Number two, listening. Seek out those who have expertise in areas where you don't. Partner with people who can do things you can't. Ask questions that enlarge your understanding and thinking, and then listen carefully and record what you hear. Three, looking. It's hard to see the picture while you're inside the frame. There's a world outside your own, so you must get outside yourself and see it through the eyes of others. To meet people's needs, you must first find out how they think. That calls for humility, getting over your personal agenda, and trying to understand the other person's point of view. The Bible puts it this way: let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others. To the families, thank you for the support throughout this past year and for being here this afternoon and celebrating these students with this fine accomplishment for completing the practical nursing program. To the college, a special thank you to the board members, foundation, and the administration of North Georgia Technical College who helped make this college what it stands for. This afternoon, I would like to introduce the president, Dr. Mark Ivester, Vice President for Academic Affairs. You want to stand, I'm sorry. Mindy Glander, Dean for Academic Affairs. Chrissy Bivens.
You had us backwards.
I had you backwards. I am so sorry. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Mindy Glander. Stand again, I'm sorry. Chrissy Bivens, Dean for Academic Affairs. And the Director of the Currahee campus, Alex Podolsky. He's here. Full-time faculty clinical instructor, Shirley Walker, my partner in crime. And to our adjunct faculty that are not able to be here, I know you all know them, but they're not here today, but Jamie Bowman, Ashley Tucker, and Jennifer Roberts. I want to give you just a little history on the pinning ceremony. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored tradition, beginning with Queen Victoria presenting a pin to Florence Nightingale for her heroic service as a wartime nurse. From that time on, the Florence Nightingale School of Nursing awarded a pin to the students that completed their training. We present the nursing pin to graduate nurses to welcome them to the profession. This afternoon, students will be receiving their pin from a special person in their lives. The school will be presenting the students with a Nightingale lamp, become the international symbol of nursing. Graduate nurses, enjoy this day because it is all about you and this great accomplishment that you have achieved for you and your family. You'll be wonderful nurses, and we wish you the very best. At this time, we will have an invocation by Nikki Rucker.
Let us bow our heads. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for allowing us to be here on today, Lord. Even though on this journey we have been through a whole lot to take us so, Lord, but because of you, we have made it this far. Thank you for all the hands that have been with our lives and all the teachers, all the preceptors, everyone who has been with us, Lord. Through it all, we have been here to help each other, to elevate each other, to motivate each other. But without you, Lord, this would not be possible. Just thank you again for this day, for this being ceremony that we all are here, Lord. We all work so hard for. In Christ Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
We now have Mindy Flanders to do the welcome to the class.
One of these days, I'm going to invent a podium where you can press a button and a little stand comes out, so it raises you up another podium. It's a short person joke. Good afternoon. My name is Mindy Blander, and as Kim mentioned, I'm the Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Georgia Technical College. Can y'all hear me? Okay? Good. Today we celebrate a very special occasion in which we recognize student achievement, specifically students that have successfully completed the coursework required for the practical nursing program. These students and faculty have much to celebrate. I had the opportunity to speak with Mrs. Randall this afternoon and say, what is it about this cohort that's special? What kind of comments would you like to make about this cohort and the type of work that they've done through this program? Some of the language that she used was exceptional, bright, hardworking, and determined. She also mentioned how challenging recent months have been as we've transitioned from a traditional classroom delivery system to more virtual classroom delivery systems. She and Ms. Walker both commented how well they did in that transition, where it's been difficult for some students. They have really excelled and continue to learn and become better nurses and more prepared students as they get closer to graduation. She also mentioned as a college, we often hear from employers and clinical sites that you can always tell a North Georgia Technical College student when you see one because they're usually advanced in their knowledge and their skill sets. We always like to hear that. So yes, we have a lot to celebrate. This is certainly something that we can be proud of, and we are fortunate to have the skilled and dedicated faculty we have working with these outstanding students. Thank you, Ms. Randall and Ms. Walker. Thank you to the family and friends that have offered their support for what we all know is a very difficult and challenging program, but very rewarding once you complete the program. But the bottom line is, you have done it. Congratulations. If you will, make sure that as your family members come up or friends come up to receive their pin, feel comfortable in coming up to take pictures. We're very quiet in here right now because there's not very many people, but as the person comes up to receive their pin, please clap and applaud them because this is certainly a huge achievement and we want to make this a celebratory occasion for them and for our faculty and staff here. So thank you and welcome to the Currahee campus of North Georgia Technical College. I need to introduce our president, Dr. Mark Ivester. Yeah, great.
Thank afternoon. It is good to be with you today, and I think I'll probably start off ever opinion that way, but I'm telling you, it's good to see you. March the 9th is when all this began, I think, and this is the first group of students together that I think I've been able to speak to since that time. That's probably the longest period of time from one place, one time to another that I didn't get to speak to a group of students. So I'm all excited about this. And congratulations to you. And don't get me wrong, this is not a long message. This is just kind of like a thought for the day. It's probably going to last about 4 minutes. But that's why I think that's why they give me this opportunity every time. I'm always keeping it short. But congratulations to you. Well done. And I can't say enough about the faculty, the program. You knew the program, the reputation of the program before you came. And now you see why it has that reputation. And we're very proud of our faculty and what they do. Yesterday afternoon, I looked over at my wife, and it was raining outside, and I just woke up from my Sunday afternoon nap, way too early. And I looked at her and I said, I've got a pinning ceremony tomorrow afternoon, and I'm speaking to a group of students that finished up during this pandemic. I said, what do you say to that group? I said, I don't know if there's anything you can say. I said, what they've accomplished and what they did is amazing. So I thought, and I thought of the word resolution. Resolution is a very important word, and what resolution means is that you begin with something in mind, and no matter what comes along in this world, you finish what you started. You're a very resolute person, and when we talk about that, we talk about these people that, like you, that somewhere deep down inside, there's willpower, there's commitment, and there's determination. And you found all that. You know, during this pandemic, I've heard so many times, people tell me this all the time, we're going to be stronger when we get to the other side. They say technical education is going to be stronger because we're going to learn so much as we go through this. And you hear about individuals being better when they go through struggles and hard times. You hear that all the time, and I ask myself, is there any truth to that? Nobody goes out looking for struggles so they can be better, right? It just happens to us. I mean, we even go to the extent occasionally maybe to buy a lottery ticket to avoid some struggles and hard times in life, right? But difficult circumstances are never easy. But it is my belief that trials do help us as we grow, and it strengthens us as we move on. There is and I know the faculty and staff will say, oh, here he goes, but there was a Roman philosopher 40 years BC that said this, for a man cannot know himself without a trial. A man cannot know himself without a trial. Seneca said that. He was a Stoic Roman philosopher, and his philosophy was designed to make us more resilient, happier, more wiser, to make us better people, better nurses, better administrators, and better all-around professionals. And what Seneca meant by that was that nobody ever learns all they can learn without going through trials. You know that. And you've certainly been through your share during this period of time. Sometimes I've heard it called battle tested, and that's a term that you hear a lot. If someone's been battle tested, there's two soldiers, and both of them go to war, and both of them in the same war, and one of them come home that's wounded. The other one just as brave, but they didn't get wounded. We sometimes admire the one that got wounded the most. You know what I'm saying? So it brings me to this final point for this class today. I think I admire this class more than any class. I've been here 20 years, going in and out of pinning ceremonies for 20. But I have seen students, individual students that came through and where a young lady may have gave birth to a baby during the term and never missed a class. I have seen where a young lady a couple of years ago stood right here where I'm standing and gave the student address, but she found out 2 hours before she had cancer. What a brave young lady. But as an entire class, a group of ladies, I most admire you. because of the time that you came through, the pandemic of 2020. You didn't let that stop you. You didn't let that keep you going. And let me say this, always remember this day, because there's going to be other troubles and other hard times, and you're going to say, don't know if I can do that. And think back to this day, this moment, this time. And you say, I did it then, so I can do it again. Congratulations, and thank you very much for choosing Northfield Technical College. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy and Dr. Oxford, for this meaningful work. Ashley Spencer will now present message from the class.
So I had a speech prepared, but then I pulled up to the school and I was like, you know what? I'm super nervous, and I'm going to speak from my heart and speak from my mind to my classmates, to our families, our instructors, and our guests. But I remember when I started this program, I went to the bookstore, and I got this big box, and it was huge. And I mean, I was struggling to carry my car. I couldn't even open my trunk. And I opened it up, I called my mom, and I was like, this is all for nursing school? I was like, this book weighs at least 10 pounds. I was like, hey, there's no way. I was like, we're going to use this for one semester or just a whole year. Sure enough, I get to class, and Miss Randall, she tells us, go get that box, bring it back in. And I'm just like, oh man. I was like, it's about to get real. And sure enough, it did. I made our introductions, we did our icebreakers, found out, there's moms, we got grandmas, we got people whose only background was a gas station, we got a baby in here. One of us, she had a baby, she's got 3 kids, made it through the whole nursing ceremony, made it to the end. I mean, we went through a lot. I want to thank Ms. Randall, because, she's always taught us that even at a 9 a.m. class, you can still show up wearing a different pair of shoes every single day and look your best. And to Ms. Walker, you weren't lying. When you first came in, you were like, fall in love with ATI. And I'm telling you, since the spring semester has started, I did fall in love with ATI. I use it every single day. And I'm telling you, it's worth it. And to our families, oh my goodness, thank y'all so much for putting up with us. Thank y'all for being there. I know, thank my husband, because without him and our 2 boys, I'm like, hey, I gotta take this pharmacology test, and he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I guess I'll do it. And I'm like, I'm trying to do this for us, so I'm gonna figure it out. But I thank him so much for those endless nights of him putting our boys to sleep, making sure that I had everything I needed, allowing me to take a job that was way below what I normally had made, and just for letting them to be there and telling me, if this is the choice you want to make that choice, but you better see it through. And I mean, these ladies right here, they saw it through. I mean, like, we lost a few, but these remaining ones right here, boy, I'm telling you, that's a strong group of girls. I mean, I learned so much about them over the year, like over this whole year. I mean, one of them's got a Mountain Dew addiction and a German addiction. I mean, the other one, she cares about her lashes. One of them, I mean, even though a year passed, I mean, I thought, slowly she'd come show up on time, but, you made it. But I mean, great group of ladies, and especially thanks to our clinical instructors, our preceptors. I know due to the COVID, I had 4 different preceptors during my 72 hours of nursing school. I had 4 different ones, and I mean, each one of them different. And even the nurses, they'd come and be like, hey, you want to see this? You want to do this? I'm like, yeah, of course. I want to see some wounds. I want to see this. And I mean, it was amazing. Like, this opportunity here has taught me so much. And I mean, I just know that through all of us, are going to be some compassionate nurses. And I mean, we've got this. We're going to make it. And in the words of the Hamilton play, talk less, smile more, and do not throw away your shot. Thank you all for being here. And I appreciate y'all for letting me be here too. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ashley. That was wonderful. All right, we will now have the pinning presentations. Students, when I call your name, if you will just come to the front, and the person that's going to pin you, you'll just meet them right here in the front, right where there's a little outlet in the middle, so to speak, right there with them. All right, now Sheikah Arthur. Now Sheikah is being pinned by her husband, T.J. Arthur. Chelsea Billingsley. Chelsea is being pinned by her mom, Lynn Billingsley. Addie Black. Addie is being pinned by her stepdad, Todd Nunley. Samantha Cash. Samantha is being pinned by her boyfriend, Jared Arterberry.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Shelley Crow. Shelley is being pinned by her son, Elijah Crow. Mary Dakara. Mary is being pinned by her daughter, Tiffany Dakara. Tina Garrett. Tina is being pinned by her mom, Ruby Garrett. Wendy Goldsmith. Wendy is being pinned by her husband, Dustin Goldsmith. Amy Johnson. Amy is being pinned by her daughter, Aria Johnson. Bonnie Lyons. Bonnie is being pinned by her daughter, Allison Lee. Kimberly Martin. Kimberly is being pinned by her mother, Mary Alice Allen. Alexandria Mosley. Alex is being pinned by her best friend, Susan Steinman. Such a special time. Candace Oglesby. Candace is being pinned by her brother, Tony Curry. Nikki Rubber. Nikki is being pinned by her mother, Joanne Delay. Ashley Spencer. Ashley is being pinned by her husband, David Spencer Jr. Nice job, ladies. At At this time, Nikki Rucker will present the class farewell.
Hello again. They sent us an email saying I got the class said, well, I like to talk and but got in front of too many people. And I wrote stuff down, I tore stuff up, and this is all I came up with, just a little scribble straight. But I remember the first day coming to class, Miss Rundle comes in with all these little bitty sheets of paper. Later we find out those are just like sticky notes. And she comes and she has the syllabus with her. She tells us all this stuff we need to do. We need to do ATI, you need to have 90%, you need to get these many clinical hours in, you need to make sure you keep this book like your Bible. You need to make, I'm like, hold on, you pray for this and all, but let's minute. But and then I got this quote by Les Brown. It says, if you don't program yourself, life will program you. So I had to keep with the program real quick, right? And so we did. But I tell you what, without this girl, I could have not. I mean, I could have not done it because they know me. They're like, you do your homework. I'm like, oh, let me do my homework right quick. And I also remember one day, before I didn't even receive an acceptance letter. You remember I had to get you to print me one out. But on the day, it was time for us to turn everything in. I got a phone call. I was on my way out the door to find me a job because I gotta work. I got 3 kids. I gotta work. So I got a phone call. She said, hey, I talked to Ms. Run today, and I asked her, was Nikki Rucker on the roster? And I was. So they let you know that God is real, and He can be with you through any time that we need to do. Anything we need, we just trust in Him, and then He can make it happen. Now, I can't even say I did this by myself, because I got my mom, my sister, my husband, everybody who has helped me. Ms. Run, I'm running late. Because I woke up late, you know, stuff like that. But because of her grace, you know what I'm saying? People can help you in so many ways. Let her know I'm on the way. Like they said, Addie had a baby. Congratulations. It's just so much we have been through, the pandemic, everything. I mean, even going to the clinic, they like, you gotta sign a form to go to your clinicals. Yeah, that was scary. Yeah, am I gonna die? Well, I don't know. But it didn't happen. So I just wanted to tell my classmates, always shoot for the stars and shoot for the moon. I'm sorry, but even if you miss, at least you know you're landing upon the stars. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Ms. Walker and I are going to miss y'all's smiling faces at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, students and faculty, if you would stand. Ladies, if you'll just turn on your lamps. Let that light shine. We are now going to recite the Nightingale Pledge. I solemnly pledge myself before God in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous, and will not take or willingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty, I endeavor to aim the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2020 practical nursing students. Guys, once it's over with, we can come here and get a picture, a group picture with family members.